Good afternoon. This is a regular meeting of Labor and Economic Committee for Tuesday, March 4th. The time is now 3:01. As Vice Chair of this committee, I will preside over the meeting in absence of Council Member and Committee Chair Reno Weber. This meeting is being held in pursuant to KRS 61.826 and Council Rule 5A. I am Vice Chair Bast, and I am joined by looks like Committee Member Ken Herndon, Committee Member Donna Purvis, Committee Member Andrew Owen, Committee Members Khalil Bashon, and it looks like we have an excused absence for Paula McCraney and for Ben Reno Weber. Do we have anybody on? No? All right, so the first item on the agenda is item 1, R025-25, a resolution approving the granting of local incentives to Atomic Brands, Inc., and any subsequent assignees or approved affiliates thereof pursuant to KRS Chapter 154, Subchapter 32.
Motion.
Can I have a motion and a second, which we now have that. I'd like to note we had just been joined by Councilmember Stuart Benson. Is there any discussion on this?
Good afternoon, Council. Joshua McKee, Executive Vice President at the Louisville Economic Development Alliance. Atomic Brands, Inc. is a privately owned beverage alcohol company founded in 2007 that has produced award-winning products such as Kentucky Coffee and has helped several brands flourish. They are currently seeking final approval for their Kentucky Business Investment Act incentives through the Kentucky Economic Development Finance Authority for their new facility located at 4730 Almond Ave in District 21. Their project consisted of an initial investment of $5.1 million with 29 new full-time positions paying a median hourly wage of more than $24 per hour. Atomic Brands remains in compliance with the incentive program requirements as established and monitored by the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development. Louisville Metro Government and Louisville Economic Development Alliance are supportive of their request for final approval and participation at the 1% of the local wage assessment.
All right. Do we have any questions or any further discussion? All right. Andrew Owen.
So I should probably know the answer to this, but the KBI is, tell me a little bit about that program quickly.
Yes.
I know it, but I mean, I know a little bit about it. I don't know enough about it.
Of course, Councilman Owen. The KBI program is the state economic development incentive that is geared towards the job creation element of companies that are either relocating positions to Louisville or expanding their operations. This is the requirement where we are to participate at some level up to 1% of the wage assessment of Jefferson County.
So it's a state program. Are they involved? Will any state money be flowing into this incentive
Absolutely,
at all?
yes. So they do the bulk of it. We get the 1% of that. The traditional breakdown in the past has been roughly about a 3-to-1. It just depends on what is negotiated between the state for additional incentives up and above and beyond what we contribute.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any further discussion? With seeing none, this is a resolution allowing for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution passes and will be sent to consent calendar. Thank you. Item 2, the next item on the agenda is R02625, a resolution pursuant to the capital and operating budget ordinances, approving the appropriation to fund the following non-competitively negotiated professional service contract for the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods concerning positive facilitation of youth development, prevention, diversion, and treatment for the Louisville Youth Continuum of Care Project, the Wonderland Company, Inc., at $43,560. Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, good afternoon. I am Danielle Farhat, and I'm the project manager over Juvenile Justice Continuum of Care at Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. I'm the project manager overseeing this grant. It's $420,000 of federal dollars from the Department of Justice, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. The full amount of $43,560 is for the 18-month project for the Wonderland Company. This project is aiming to develop a community-based continuum of care that focuses on positive youth development, prevention, diversion, and treatment services. This is a planning and assessment grant. Therefore, it requires a large and diverse stakeholder group, and so part of that would be making sure we have a comprehensive view that's able to help us make sure we have all the information to meet our deliverables. And since this is a systems efforts change, this does require quite the stakeholder input and collaboration throughout the duration of this project. Because of that, we are looking to ensure that we have a very expertise matter with the Wonderland Company. And so they're a facilitation partner. They were named in the grant, and they have years of professional experience. They also helped collaborate with the design of this project due to the amount of stakeholders we anticipate having. Part of that is the stakeholder involvement will identify barriers and assets when looking to reduce youth juvenile justice involvement, and also reduce the at-risk youth that are potentially going to be involved with juvenile justice as well. The collaboration is, like I said, a big part of this, and so part of the responsibility is to facilitate meetings with all the stakeholders. This includes all stakeholders at once and multiple smaller meetings throughout the duration. These projects, these meetings will entail very specific information that we want, as well as developing different systems that maybe we could help close the gaps here in Louisville for services for our youth and families. This requires a lot of time, effort, and to design and facilitate the meetings, and also to importantly synthesize the information. This will require a lot of expertise, and it is important because we want to make sure this is something that's sustainable and is the most impactful possible for our youth and families here in Louisville.
All right, looks like we have Councilman Vashon in the queue to speak.
Thank you. What did you say your name was again?
Danielle Farhat.
Danielle, thank you for coming in. Just help educate me on your program. So first of all, I guess my first question is the Wonderland Company the only company can do whatever you need for the Office of Management Safety Services?
So whenever we were writing this grant, and I say we as Ocean, but also I was the primary writer of this grant, we had looked at different options, and the Wonderland Company is, they've partnered a lot with community partners doing strategic plans, so they're very aware of the resources we have here, and also they helped to design it, so we did name them because the grant was very specific with, they want a huge stakeholder input. This is very stakeholder-led, and so we wanted to make sure that we had a partner we could rely on and work with in order to get everything that we needed met. And the Wonderland Company has a great reputation, and they were able to help us design and really kind of have those deliverables come to fruition.
So was this a sole source contract or was this RFP'd? Does anybody know? County Attorney, maybe?
Paul.
Good evening. Paul Callanan, Director for the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. This is going to be a sole source contract, but the point is when we submitted the grant to the Department of Justice, we had to name our partners at that time who would be getting funding. So they're sub-awards. So it was Wonderland Company to do the facilitation, and I believe my office presented about a month ago on the McNary contract. So we're locked into Wonderland because they helped us write the grant and they helped us submit the grant, and their name was written into the grant as the partner.
Madam Chair, can I follow up? With that being said, all good. Is there a limit or a cap on sole source contracts that Ocean can do before they have to submit an RFP?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, it depends on, we have different funding sources, so a lot of funding that we put out, ARP funding, we did RFPs, but when we submit a grant to the feds and we have to name our partners, we're locked into those partners if we're successful in getting that grant, so we can't
So we're just,
it. On the front end, it's hard because there's time limitations, so we put feelers out of who wants to partner with us, and we pick an agency. So there's no RFP on that front side.
Okay. So essentially, we as Louisville Metro aren't coming up with the $43,560. It's a grant that's just funneling through Louisville Metro to Ocean.
Yeah, those are Department of Justice funds that are coming to us and will go out to Wonderland.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? This is a resolution allowing for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the resolution passes and will be sent to consent calendar.
Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no further business to come before us without objection, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.